out of the back here, and nobody went backwards. Usually when someone comes down from the free safety position, somebody else goes back, and nobody did. They just blew the coverage.
32-yard gain, and they're trying to play again to Gordon. It goes nowhere. Flag is down, so that stops the clock at 2:42.
Hands the face, defense. Number 93. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Penalty on McCullers.
Well, that Devin Bush has sure made a difference in the middle of the defense, though, hasn't he? He's added that speed element and that coverage ability that they just didn't have. They added Mark Barron in there as well. They added Steven Nelson. They knew after losing to the New England Patriots and all those big games, and they couldn't match up with them in man-to-man coverage, and they just made a big switch. They just went after people that could match up, and right at the top of the list, Devin Bush.
1st and 10. Rivers, and that's broken up. That's Cam Sutton who's there. Intended for Mike Williams over the middle, 2:37 left in the fourth. 2nd down and 10.
I've been impressed with Cameron Sutton. Here's a guy he's going to be the slot corner now on 3rd down. We're going to get Mike Hilton for the most part on run downs, 1st and 2nd down, but they think that Sutton is just a better pass defender, and we've seen it twice tonight.
Meanwhile, Williams is down after this. So Williams, who has been battling injuries, and now you got another problem as he will limp off the field. Hard for him to stay healthy.
Yeah, and that doesn't help. He's not a speed guy. He's a contested catch guy. He's one of those rebounders. Can throw it down the field, and that's going to take a little off the vertical.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Rivers under pressure, dumps it off Eckler. Eckler gets by Bush for the moment, and then Bush is able to corral him. Take him down at the 35-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
There we go. There's T.J. Watt around the outside.
And that is caught at the 22-yard line. That's Jeremy Davis who makes the catch and take it down to the 2-minute warning. So they've saved all their timeouts plus the 2-minute warning right here. So they've got all 3, but still a big hole to dig out of.
We trust USA more than any other company out there. They give us excellent customer service every time.
Our 18-year-old was in an accident. USA took care of her car rental and getting her car towed. All I had to take care of was making sure that my daughter was okay.
If I met another veteran and they were with another insurance company, I would tell them, you need to join USAA because they have better rates and better service.
We're the Gomez family.
We're the Rivera family.
We are the Kirby family, and we are USAA members for life.
Get your auto insurance quote today.
It doesn't matter where they came from or how you met them. Some you've known your entire life. Others just feel like it. They come in small groups or by the thousands. But we call them all family. And everything's just better when you're with them. No matter how you family, it's better in the first ever Hyundai Palisade with available class exclusive blind view monitor.
Welcome on an absolutely gorgeous afternoon to the Windy City.
Help! Back up! Sir, I'm gonna look at your leg.
What is that? The visual presentation indicates flesh-eating bacteria.
If this is an outbreak, we're going to be playing catch-up.
We're dealing with something we've never encountered before.
I've called the CDC.
All of our victims have come from this apartment building. This is no outbreak. It's an act of terrorism.
Keep her in a hands-on situation.
There's someone out there with weaponized bacteria.
Oh, my God. There's going to be some sort of apocalyptic event in Chicago.
Is that blood on you? Did you get any cuts or breaks in your skin?
Infection, the Chicago crossover event, Wednesday on NBC.
Maybe Trump had a bad week.
Worst of all, Nickelback's mad at me.
But this week, Fallon's all good.
There's a little bit of a lot.
Yeah.
With Taylor Swift, Kim Kardashian West, The Voice's Gwen Stefani, Demi Moore, and Ringo Starr. Jimmy Fallon this week.
Right after the game, Volkswagen post-game report. Michelle on the field with the stars of the game. Liam McHugh to wrap it up. Chris and I take a look ahead to next Sunday's Eagles-Cowboys matchup right after the game. All 3 timeouts. Ball is at the 22-yard line. Rivers over the middle, caught, and that is that Jason Moore just activated, made his first career catch a few moments ago, now another one, and that's a first down, a gain of 11. From the 11. Rivers to the end zone. That's caught for the touchdown. Hunter Henry pulls it in. And don't touch that dial.
Wow.
You got a 1-possession game.
Wow. Boy, I tell you, Hunter Henry has made a difference with this offense, hasn't he? From the beginning of the game. And obviously they couldn't wear him out. The fact that he's been hurt and out of action. But when he's been out there, there is a real connection with Rivers. And we have an opportunity for a game, and I don't think they're even going to onside kick.
They don't have to because they have all of their timeouts. Interesting choice here. Extra point now is good off the foot of Chase McLaughlin. And so you've got 89 seconds.
And here's what happens, Al, when you add a Hunter Henry into the mix. You end up with Cam Kelly, their third safety, against the guy who really is your favorite target. And maybe a little push off there he got away with, but adding Henry to this mix is certainly taking some pressure off those other guys, and especially when Mike Williams came out of the game, that has been sort of the number one target in this one.
Well, there's Watt in some distress on the bench.
All right, Captain, are you kicking this deep and using those timeouts? Or are you trying for an onside kick and double dipping here?
I think I kick it deep, and you're trying to make Hodges throw.
I totally agree. And look at the way it's set up back here. Switcher is by himself, which to me means you could try and almost drop kick it in around the 10-yard line or bounce it down there. And if you pin them back inside the 20-yard line, that's a lot of pressure on that offense. But they're lined up for the onside kick.
The teams are 0 for 15 in onside kicks this year. Has to go 10 yards. And the ball squirted free for a second, but Cam Sutton is there to gather it in and give possession to Pittsburgh. So Sutton made a couple of nice plays in the secondary tonight, and the ball will be spotted at the Charger 47-yard line.
Do you know how good a play that was? You know how hard it is to catch this ball? It's going end over end. You got to jump up as high as you can, catch it in your hands, now hold on to it, coming head down first on the turf. That is a fantastic play.
On your head, too.
I hated being on the hands team. Some of the biggest hits I took in my football career were being on the hands team, doing stupid stuff just like that.
Good thing you don't do that anymore. From the 45-yard line, they give it to Snell. Snell breaks a tackle in the backfield. It's taken down. Chargers have to take a timeout here, and they do. The last thing they can afford is to let the Steelers get into field goal range, because that could wrap it up. Meanwhile, the standings first. Baltimore on top, they win. If Pittsburgh wins, they're 2 back. AFC West, Kansas City has lost back-to-back at home. Oakland a bye this week. Upcoming schedules, bye for Pittsburgh, then 3 home games. Miami, Indy, and the Rams. Chargers, meanwhile, will spend the better part of the next 2 months on the road. At Tennessee, at Chicago, Green Bay here, at Oakland versus Kansas City, listed as a home game. It's in Mexico City. They are the road warriors.
I tell you, Rivers could get the ball back with some time here if they can stop them.
2nd and 8. That's the key. Can they stop? Certainly do. They wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. Take a timeout. 1:16. And 3rd down and 8. All right.
And now I'm starting to pay a little more attention to how TJ is over there on the bench.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, oh yeah. That's Rayshon Jenkins coming in, and they did not see that.
Rayshon Jenkins is a really aggressive safety, 220 pounds, and there's Watt over there, and you bring it up, you sure would hate to go into that final drive if they don't pick this up.
You throw it here?
I do not. I do not.
Well, they line up in the gun on a 3rd down and 8. And Hodges is going to keep it. And he's going to take it to the 36. He's a couple of yards short of the first down. So
now
36-yard line. Now you'll be looking at a 54-yard Boswell field goal.
No thanks. I think I'm going for this one.
So that's the final timeout taken by the Chargers. So do you want Boswell to try a 54-yarder on a fairly windless night?
He hasn't missed a kick all year, so let's start there. But I would much rather, with what I've seen tonight of this game, I would much rather take my chances with my offensive line picking up 1 yard and ending the game.
4th down and 1 when they come up to the line of scrimmage. So Hodges taking off his 2nd rush of the night. There's Boswell.
Well, the other option here, and we should at least talk about it, right, is punting. And you can punt this ball and try and back them up and force them basically with no timeouts to go the length of the field.
And I think that's what they're going to do. With Jordan Berry coming in here, the one thing he doesn't want to do is punt it into the end zone.
And a fake is not out of the question at this point either.
Right.
So, all options on the table.
And you got 3 guys behind the line of scrimmage, including Benny Snell. They could snap it to him. So a lot of things can happen on this snap here. And right now, I think Pittsburgh, they're trying to get the Chargers to jump, for starters. They send it back to Berry, and then Berry will float it, and it will be down at the 2-yard line by Johnny Holton. That's perfect. Can't do it any better.
This is just like when you're punting out of your own end zone, right? You take one step, you get that sucker out of there. You don't care where the laces are. He kind of kicked it off the side of his foot, and it just died down there. Great job by Holton as well. That is pretty perfectly executed. You look at this game tonight, special teams, defensive score. This has been that exact way Mike Tomlin talked about how we have to win. And there he is on the sideline for this key moment.
99 yards that have to go with no timeouts. Rivers.
End zone.
He's going to go deep downfield for Williams, and it's almost picked off by Mike Hilton. So Williams, who was injured and went limping off, is back out there now, but the pass is errant, and it's 2nd down and 10. Basket catch attempt.
It is a hard one. It is possible. Oh, boy, that's tough. He had it, though. He really did. The ball kind of bounced out when he hit the ground.
Unless Vic Wirtz hit it. Well, that's for baseball fans going way back. Willie Mays.
Just remember, this offensive line that has struggled tonight, if they hold in the end zone, this game is over.
2nd and 10. Rivers deep downfield again, and that time it's going to be picked off. Cam Sutton. Boy, he's been something in the 4th quarter. And that will tie a bow on it. And Duck will prance out and make that hunting trip with Dad as he got a skirmish now in the middle of the field. And as the Steelers come in, and get a road victory of sorts before a very partisan crowd.
Yeah, and Rivers just had to take a shot with his big receiver down the field, but this one had no chance from the beginning.
2 interceptions and a fumble tonight for the Chargers veteran quarterback. So a long night for Phillip. Long night for the Chargers, who will drop to 2-4.
Well, there's Rivers.
There's Rivers right there with Mike Hilton. Yeah.
Now, the one thing you know about Phillip Rivers is he will talk some trash during the game, and who knows, may have gotten a little back there at the end of that play.
Probably.
You never know. And the other bit of bad news is their starting left tackle, Trent Scott, is limping towards the locker room.
Eligible. 72 is eligible.
Terrific game by Cameron Sutton, though. I think he's made a mark on this defense.
So the Steelers will go to 2-4. Duck and his dad will go hunting in Saskatchewan under a full moon. I guess you call it a possum hunting moon. That's what Keith Jackson would call it anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know. But what a night for Hodges, for the Steelers. They come in here. I bet you Ben Roethlisberger is sending a text right now.
Congratulations, Doctor. The brothers getting back together again. They'll probably go see that little baby one more time.
Yep. So that's a wrap for the game. 24-17 is our final score. And coming up next is the Volkswagen postgame report after these messages from your NBC station.
Always be celebrating. Presented by Pepsi.
Coming up for his team, and he would like to check up, put a point on the board the next half inning. Here's Encarnacion, takes a ball. On the other side, the Yankees in their pen have Chapman. They have Britton as their top two. Britton's been up a couple of times with the pitching of Canely that's been so effective, has kept him behind that chain link fence. No. Upstairs 2-0 at 97 from Osuna. Roberto's been scoreless in 12 of his last 13 appearances, including the postseason. Trying to keep this game tied. Two and one. Great fastball, 2-0. Trusting you're going to hit it on the outside part of the plate. Get back in the count against a great low ball hitter that's looking to try and let it fly on a fastball inner half down. Two and two. Here it is. Struck him out. to the ALCS presented by Geico on FS1. Tonight's aerial coverage is sponsored by Budweiser. What a game, 2-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, and as you said, John Smoltz, heart of the order. This is the Astros' best shot here late. Altuve, Bregman, Alvarez, Zach Britton, back-to-back games. Altuve chops to the right side. Couple of bounces to Torres and a quick out. And with one down and Bregman coming up, a quick word from Gillette.
Introducing the Gillette Skin Guard, the shave sensitive skin's been waiting for.
One out. Bregman 1 for 3. About to dig in. Travel day tomorrow in this series.
This will be sorry, Joe. This will be the hardest at bat for Britton of all the guys in the lineup. I mean, Britton's sinker can get anybody out, but Bregman absolutely having a monster year against left-handers.
Hit one off the top of the wall. In his first at bat off Paxton. And before he came up a second time, Aaron Boone went to the bullpen and called on Chad Green. But facing a lefty here, former closer for the Orioles.
So hard to start the sinker in on Bregman and get a part of the plate.
Outside.
And so by getting on top of the plate, Bregman recognizes that ball is off the plate, and then anything outer third in the strike zone is more like middle to him. So jamming him means he's willing to take the risk that the starter or the reliever cannot make 3 great pitches on the inner half and lock him up.
Dangerous pitch on 2-0, and it's in at the knees at 94.
Amazing thing about Britton, I mean, I hate using the word failed starter, but he learned this pitch almost on accident, becoming one of the most dominant closers in the American League. It's that two-seamer. You hear the term bowling ball because bowling balls are heavy, and when you have a heavy sinker, you pound that thing into the ground if you're a hitter.
That's a one-out walk. Well, if you're just flipping over the ball game, a matchup of Verlander and Paxton to begin the night. Yankees won last night, final of 7-0. Astros got a run in the bottom of the first. Aaron Judge went deep with a 2-run shot in the top of the 4th. Astros tied it on a monster moonshot off the bat of George Springer in the 5th. Good pitching out of each bullpen now. And Yordan Alvarez, the rookie, stands in against Zach Britton.
There'll be some breaking balls in this at bat. He's good middle in. That sinker that catches the inner part of the plate could be trouble, but sweep the ball away from him.
Starts him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. Our producer, Pete Macheska, our director, Matt Gangle. Glad you're with us tonight on FS1. Ken Rosenthal, Tom Verducci, John Smoltz, Joe Buck. Watching a terrific ball game. 0-1 pitch. Watch Bregman, after he drew the walk, telling guys to move up in the box. Easier said than done. A lot of guys in this game just don't do that. They just are uncomfortable. Yordan Alvarez. But it makes all the sense in the world when you think about a pitch that's the bottom's dropping out. You want to be able to get to it before it drops out at home plate. Gravity and movement's going to take it away from the strength of. If you're all the way in the back of the box, you're getting the worst end of that pitch to try and hit it. 1-1. Strike two. The question was when, not if, Yordan Alvarez would get the call. The answer was mid-June. And he went on to hit 27 home runs, drive in 78, and hit .313. Amazing. As the primary DH for A.J. Hinch. Set up here at 1-2. Chased it. Struck him out. And that bat is not going to be seen again. Pitched him perfect. Sinker, 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 and then that breaking ball nowhere close. And again, when you're up at the plate trying to hit a 95-mile-an-hour sinker, you got to get it started early, commit. And he committed early on a pitch that was nowhere close to the strike zone as it ended up. From a 22-year-old Cuban-born player in Yordan Alvarez to a 35-year-old veteran, Yuli Gurriel, also born in Cuba. Two out. Go ahead, run at first, and Bregman chased back to the bag. Gurriel, part of a baseball royalty type family in his homeland of Cuba, son of Lourdes Gurriel Sr. Great player and went on to manage in Cuba. Big part of their championship in 2017 and had a strong year. 31 home runs, 104 RBIs. Takes a fastball right down the chute. Second half was on fire. 17 of those home runs in the second half and a high batting average. But the left-handed sinking fastball is not his strength. It's not what he's known for. In the air to center, carrying to Gardner. And the inning is over. And the bullpen work outstanding for each side. Astros have left 7. We've played 8. We are tied at 2. travel day in this series tomorrow, and then Tuesday it's a late afternoon start on the air on FS1 at 3 o'clock Eastern. First pitch 4:07. Garrett Cole, unbelievable, against Luis Severino, who has worked his way back. Threw hard in his one-start Game 3 of the division series. Here's Osuna. He fires high, but a called strike to begin the 9th inning in a 2-2 game.
All I can think about, if your hitter's going, please clouds, no shadows on Tuesday, with those two going at it.
Plenty of velocity in Yankee Stadium on Tuesday. Here's one to the right side. Osuna's got to get over. He does, and he just beats the hustling Gardner to the bag. 1 out. According to our meteorologist, Pete Macheska, it says 64 and sunny. On Tuesday. Here's Gary Sanchez. Osuna took over here at home for Garrett Cole in the 8th inning. Game 2 of the division series, and had to get bailed out by Will Harris, who came on with the bases loaded to get that save. That's outside for a ball. It's against the Rays, and now Sanchez, you know what he's thinking about.
There's so much stress on every pitch because of what the Yankees can do in their home run power. Chapman getting ready in case one of those homers are popped out of here. Trying everything you can to get them to hit it to center. If they hit it out of center, well, you've done your part.
That runs inside. Sanchez, a career high 34 home runs, has not gone deep, does not have an RBI this postseason. 2 out of 15 now. Batting in front of Urshela.
He had some great swings against Verlander, just couldn't really get on top of any of those fastballs. He still has expanded the zone against breaking balls down.
If he's able to turn on a pitch from Osuna, he can flick it over that wall and left. We've seen a home run by Judge in this game. We've seen a tape measure shot by Springer in this game. That tied it back in the 5th. Three balls and a strike. Unloading on 3-1 and fouling it back is Sanchez. He'd like to have another crack at that pitch.
Yeah, that is just when he's right, obviously he can go anywhere in the ballpark, but he's looking to pull right there on an outside fastball, and I mean he lets it go. I'm wrong, it wasn't outside, it was more down the middle. That's why you saw the look on his face.
Osuna with 1 out. Strikes him out. And in will walk Gio Urshela, who was added to this Yankee organization in August of 2018 for cash considerations. Good glove man, never did hit much. Changed his approach, using more of his legs, his base, and he hit 21 home runs. He's got 1 this postseason. That came here last night. Takes a ball. see Osuna shaking his head. That's not where that pitch is supposed to be. He got away with a high slider. In the bottom of this 9th inning, it'll be the bottom 3 in the lineup for Houston. Correa has had a nice night, has an RBI double, made a great defensive play to keep this game tied back in the 6th. Robinson Chirinos and Kyle Tucker. 2-1. That's the second straight batter he's gotten behind 3-1. He made 2 pretty good pitches to Sanchez behind in the count. Can he do it again? Full count. Should end the half inning. Springer takes charge and calls off Correa, who will lead it off in the bottom of this 9th inning in a 2-2 game in Game 2. In the bottom of the 9th inning, trying to get this thing to the 10th for New York. The Astros will try to win it in the home half of the 9th. Our dynamic play of the game presented by Hankook Tire. We go back to 2017 ALCS Game 2. And it was Correa at the plate, delivered into right center field, that scored Jose Altuve and won the ball game 2-1. And now in this rematch of sorts, although a lot of the players and heck, even one of the managers has changed. Here we go with Correa against Chapman. 9th inning. It's loud. It's loud, and more than likely Chapman's in here for 2 innings if the game lasts that long. Normally in a tie game, depending on where the lineup is. 7, 8, 9 for the Astros, but Chapman in for the Yankees. Correa.
Are you all right?
Well, talked about this earlier. Chapman has had so much rest. He's thrown 7 innings since the 1st of September. That's what the big division lead allowed Aaron Boone to do. Get him rested and ready to go for extended outings in the postseason. And this, unless it ends here in the 9th inning, figures to be an extended outing. He did it in the division series against the Twins, going more than 1. And he's working to the bottom 3 in the lineup for Houston here in the 9th.
I just think if you're Aaron Boone, you're going, I think we can score once in the next 2 innings. That's why I've got him in there. Otherwise, you start flipping the strength a little bit from the Yankees to the Astros because of all those pieces you had to use for the Yankees. If the Astros extend the game beyond Chapman, it gets a little interesting.
Well, because who they have left in their bullpen, you've got the unknown with Sabathia. And according to Aaron Boone, he's a one-hitter guy. Maybe extend him, but he's been dealing with a bad shoulder as well as a bad knee. Tyler Lyons, Jay Happ, Loaisiga, who pitched last night, and Luis Sessa. So the experience and the pedigree falls off after Chapman. Britton just went 1 inning. Strike 2. A.J. Hinch telling us this is a guy we've got to get going. Correa, and in his first at bat, an RBI double. As the side armor, Joe Smith gets loose. Defensive swing and a foul. Right now, a quick word from Evan Williams.
Get ready for the next pitch with Evan Williams, bourbon done right.
Another 0-2. Skips in. And home plate umpire Corey Blazer is thankful that Gary Sanchez picked that one cleanly.
I don't know how he picked that. That was a breaking ball at 89 miles an hour that just ever got airborne, it seemed like.
Time called by Sanchez, or asked for and granted by the umpire. Nasty pitch and a strikeout starts the 9th.
Well, I'd say he made the correction from one pitch to the next. Spiked the first one, and this one just tremendous break. Disappearing over the strike zone after 99-99.
Chirinos now 0 for 3.
Letting it eat.
It doesn't have to be 103 and 102 like it used to be. Well, there's deception involved there too. I mean, it looks like he's reaching halfway down the mound when he delivers it. He's such a big, athletic guy and goes downhill. Right off the hand, strike 2. You know, when you think about closers in today's game, he might be the one that stands above the most of the rest that in one way or another has relatively stayed healthy where other guys could not. So when you think about closers and longevity and the time spent, Chapman still the king of the hill. With the changes that have been made to these rosters going into this LCS round, the Yankees will be working with a 3-man bench. Different story for A.J. Hinch. He's got 4. He's already used 1. And one of his remaining 3 has now hit the on-deck circle, Aledmus Diaz. Right now it's Chirinos. And the at-bat continues. Luke Voigt came off for the Yankees and Tyler Wade when the Yankees added CC Sabathia. To help with their bullpen, and again, it remains to be seen how he'll be used in this series. Here's a 1-2 upstairs. The other piece of the puzzle is Hicks. And Aaron Hicks, who hasn't played since the 3rd of August, coming into this LCS, he's an unknown as well. Wouldn't it be something if his first game's against Garrett Cole? Go get him. It was 0-2, now it's 2-2. Back-to-back strikeouts. And here comes Aledmus Diaz.
I almost think you got to guess when you're facing Chapman. And what I mean by that is guessing on where you think the fastball is and try to be short and quick to the ball because his power will play in your favor. But if you're trying to take him deep and swing big, I don't like your chances.
And here's Aledmus Diaz, who is 29 years old. He too born in Cuba. So he grew up hearing about our oldest Chapman, and now he faces him with 2 out, nobody on, in a tie game, 9th inning of Game 2 of the ALCS.
I'm sure he's had some big hits in his career, but nothing would be bigger than this right here if he's able to send this crowd home screaming.
He's got some pop. He hit 9 home runs during the regular season.
Yeah.
And he can handle a fastball, but it's just a different looking fastball that comes out of the left hand of Chapman. Breaking ball for strike 2.
Right now he's got that pitch so locked in. It's coming right off of his fingertips as good as possible. Starting as a ball, ending up as a strike. Virtually no way you can hit that pitch. We're just hoping somehow he can leave one over the middle to give you a chance. He can do whatever he wants right here. He can go throw a fastball above the zone if he wants.
Outside.
Wow. 100 off the edge.
If you follow his pattern, after he's thrown a close fastball,
He comes right back on these right-handed hitters with that tight slider. Thinking the hitter's got to speed up to get to the fastball that just went by him. And there it was. Diaz laid off, and it's 3-2. Walk puts Diaz on for George Springer. Back in the 5th, Springer faced Ottavino and out of here to tie it at 2. Career postseason home runs. I just don't think, I know his fastball is really good. Be interesting to see if he challenges him first pitch here. Fastball with a great fastball hitter in Springer. Strike 1. Dotted it. Strike 2. That's one thing to watch video on a guy and know what he's doing. It's another thing to stand in the box and face him. And right now, Chapman is nasty. One for 3 in his career against Chapman is Springer.
No.
101 as it sails high.
Outside.
It'll take at least 23 pitches to get through this 1 inning for Chapman, if he's able to. It's the only pitch he had to hit right there. And he fouled it off. Watch where this pitch ends up. Just enough inside to kind of crowd his hands. And he knew it right there. He got away with one. But you give the Astros credit. They're making him work and making him show everything he's got. The outfield is playing deep and no doubles essentially, and they're banking. There's no way that Springer will be able to hook one down in the left field corner. That's the only spot where a run will be able to score more than likely, and the only way that he can hook one in that corner is get a breaking ball that's over the plate that he can get out in front and actually do that. So they're playing basic no doubles in the outfield here with 2 outs. Got him. At 100 miles per hour. And game 2 is going to play on into the 10th. Tied 2-2. Well, let's see what transpires here in the 10th. 2-2 game. And here's one answer with regard to when would Aaron Hicks make his debut. The side-arming Joe Smith takes over on the mound, and Josh Reddick, had JJ, shooting guard from the NBA in the game earlier, taking over in right. And the answer to the question, when would Aaron Hicks bat, is right now. He'll bat for Maben. And he thought his season was over. He thought he was headed for Tommy John surgery. He shut it down. He went home. He started feeling better. He started throwing the ball around the yard. And really proved to the Yankee organization that his elbow, his throwing elbow, was healthy enough to get back on the active roster. He was not on it for the division series, and he deals with Smith, who misses down and away ball 1.
Well, a couple things. Smith coming in, he's aware of the situation. Obviously, he knows he would prefer to go 1-2-3 with Aaron Judge batting in the 4th spot if he gets up this inning with the 4th hitter.
Well, the other guy they added, as we've talked about a couple of times in this game, CC Sabathia, is starting to get loose for the Yankees out in their bullpen. How about that? 1-1. Hicks takes just out of the strike zone, 2-1. Hit 12 home runs Dealt with a bad back. And that ligament in his throwing elbow. But here he is. 2-1 is hit hard right at the first baseman, Gurriel. If you remember earlier, there was an at-bat with Michael Brantley at the plate when he lined one into the end of the Astros dugout. And Ken Rosenthal, give us an update, please.
Joe, the man was taken to the hospital, and we are awaiting an update on his exact condition. He was a paramedic supervisor, according to the Houston Chronicle. He was loaded onto a cart outside the clubhouse in the tunnel underneath the stadium. Garrett Cole was out there with him. He was sitting up and alert, taken to the hospital, and again, we are still awaiting word on how he's doing.
Ken, thanks. 1 out here in the 10th inning. Pretty good swing and good contact from Hicks. Hit it right at Gurriel. And now a strike is into Didi Gregorius 0 for 3.
Well, when Smith is right, he's that lower angle, of course, sidearm that throws that sinking fastball, and then that tight little breaking ball opposite direction.
Pop up left side, long run. Bregman, foul territory. He's got it for out number 2. And Gregorius 0 for 4. The batter now, LeMahieu. Again, travel day tomorrow, and then the late afternoon start on the air, FS1 on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Ball game at 4:07. Garrett Cole and Luis Severino. Here's a chopper back to Smith. That was quick and easy for the veteran right-hander. And we go to the bottom of the 10th. Big bats coming up. Brantley, Altuve, Bregman tied 2-2. Fox Sports Super 6 app and play for free for a chance to win up to $250,000. We have contests all week, including one for the ALCS games. What a game this is. Into the bottom of the 10th, tied 2-2. And into the ball game is the veteran left-hander CC Sabathia, 39 years old. He will retire at the end of the year. 251 career wins. And there are his regular season numbers. He made one appearance out of the bullpen as Gardner moves to left. And Aaron Hicks, who pinch hit, is in center.
Well, he's only in there to face one hitter, and that's Brantley right now. So CeCe is going to want to do his best to take care of his only batter, which looks like that would be the plan with the bullpen going.
He's fallen behind 2-0. Again, not part of the Division Series roster. He threw and then he recovered well enough. The Yankees added him for the LCS. 3 balls, no strikes. Brantley 2 for 18 off Sabathia. Has not had to swing the bat yet. Can CeCe throw a strike? 3-1. 92 from Sabathia. That's Gregorius, and that's 1 out. And now with Altuve coming up. And Loizica, who worked here last night, getting loose with Jay Happ next to him. That's it for Sabathia. There he is. He had that one hitter, fell behind 3-0. He says, there's his family. He said, I could get used to this.
I got 3 more years at this rate.
Pitching change. Bottom of the 10th with 1 out. Country for you next weekend. First on a special night Friday, Justin Fields and the 4th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Northwestern Ball Club. The coverage beginning at 7:30 Eastern on FS1. Then on Saturday, Heisman frontrunner Jalen Hurts and number 5 Oklahoma host West Virginia in the big noon Saturday game of the week on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Here's Altuve, here's Loizica. Was impressive last night, back-to-back games. And he misses with a breaking ball.
And a rare take for Altuve. He got 2 singles on the night, 1 for 2 against the Yankees hurler. First time Loaizica has gone in back-to-back games in the big leagues, and it just happens to be in the LCS. That's down. And they count 2-0. Well, with Altuve, he shows you so much space as a pitcher. He's in the farthest part of the batter's box, but he's looking to move towards the plate when he's swinging. You'll see the space that I'm talking about. It looks so easy that you can just keep peppering him away. Somehow, some way, he gets the barrel of the bat on the ball. It's one of the best we've ever seen. Look how much space is there. Now the count goes to 3-0 on Altuve. As it was on Brantley, Sabathia came back to get him. And you can better believe he will have the 3-0 swing. If this is anywhere close to the inner part of the plate, inner half and up, one of the best high ball hitters for one of the shortest guys in the league. .5'6", 168. What's he doing on 3-0?
Outside.
Outside for a 1-out walk. And the MVP chance will start for Alex Bregman. This young man has got a great arm, but I can't think of too many moments he's been in that will rival this. Tie game on the road. Hoping to keep it tied in the heart of the order. He made 15 appearances this season, 4 starts for the Yankees. From Nicaragua. He had a right shoulder strain that cost him 3 months of the regular season. Biggest moment of his young career. 1 on, 1 out. Winning run at first.
No!
And he has yet to find the strike zone. Had some great takes by the Astros here in this inning. Again, the Yankees don't care what it takes as long as they can win the series and go on to the World Series. But the formula that they have shown their hand on could be a record-breaking amount of pitchers in a series. And it's in the situation they are right now. They kept the game close, but they pitched it not backwards, but used a lot of their high-leverage weapons early. And now they're going to have to figure out how they want to piece it together to continue, as I would say it's kind of flipped to the advantage of the Astros with the strength left they have in the bullpen versus what the Yankees have.
I would agree with you. Remember, Aaron Boone told us he could go Chapman for 2 innings tonight, but the Astros made him work. He went 1. He struck out the side, walked 1 through 25 pitches. Loaizica, with Happ getting loose in the bullpen, still can't throw a strike.
Well, this is his last hitter. So a 3-0 count. You can't just sell out for fastball. You got to make a great pitch here. And if it doesn't work, pass the baton on to Happ.
With the lefty Alvarez on deck. Here comes a 3-0. 98, and Bregman cut it loose, 3-1.
He was trying to drive the train off the tracks. It would have kept going, I think. It would have just gone out of the stadium.
Whew. 98 again, and it's a full count.
Well, he hasn't hit with his breaking ball. He's wanting to throw it a lot away. So now that he's gotten it back to the count 3-2, does that put a little doubt in Bregman's mind? I think you still send Altuve because of the bat command and control of the strike zone that Bregman has.
Altuve goes. The pitch is down. Back-to-back walks. And with Alvarez coming up, it appears Jay Happ is coming in.
Well, for Booney, no reason to get on the treadmill today. Get his exercise.
Paxton, DeGreen, Ottavino, Canely, Britton, Chapman, Sabathia, Loaisiga, and now Jay Happ. With a game on the line, 2 on, 1 out, and the rookie, Yordan Alvarez, coming up. The start for the Yankees was by James Paxton. He was relieved in the 3rd inning. The Astros got 6 and 10. Remember, he scored the game-winning run in '17's here against the Yankees. Two balls and a strike. So on that graphic, the Astros 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position here in Game 2.
Frustrating him.
Gurriel 0 for 4 tonight. Winning run at second, 2 out. Ball 1, up and in. Hap's been around. Came up with Philadelphia in 07, was part of a World Championship team in 08, but only 8 games that year. Lost as a Philly to the Yankees back in 09 when he went 12 and 4. 1-0. Up again. Well, Altuve is going to have to get a tremendous jump. He will with the crack of the bat with 2 outs, because if a base hit to right field, that's the best chance for the Yankees to cut down a run. Anything else, more than likely, it's a run, and the game is over. Gurriel so good at going to right field as well. So Yankees' best arm in the outfield right now, Judge in right. That is down and in. 3-0. Aaron Hicks has a great arm, but he has a tear in his throwing elbow, so who knows? And Gardner in that short left field. Best arms in right. .3-0. 3-1. Popped up, foul, and out of play. And now with the count full, the runners will go, and Altuve will get that jump.
Yes, he will. He's got to be careful of the reverse pivot. Make sure he goes home, and that's what he's even doing, signifying that move. If you're the infielders, you're trying to do whatever you can to knock it down. If it's on the ground, you got to find a way to get to it, even if you don't make the out.
Gurriel trying to end it. Hap deals and a fly ball into left. Gardner is there. And despite the 2 walks, Yankees get out of trouble. And now the Astros have stranded 10. We've played 10, and we're still tied at 2. Ball game here in Houston. Let's go back to the 6th. This ball hit by Gardner that ricocheted off Altuve to Correa, who made a great throw, and they cut down LeMahieu at the plate. It's significant for two reasons. A, that was the last real scoring threat, and that kept the game tied 2-2. B, that's the last hit in this ball game back in the 6th. The top half of the 6th, that's almost 2 full hours ago.
A lot of tense moments, though, minus the hits, some walks, some runners on.
Judge homered back in the 4th. The only runs tonight for the Yankees, a walk to LeMahieu leading off, and Judge hit one out into right center field.
Top 3 guys in the lineup for the Yankees, really top heavy in their production. They've been outstanding in the postseason so far.
Joe Smith deals, and that's a strike. A ball and 2 strikes on Judge with Gleyber Torres and then Edwin Encarnacion the next 2. Little chopper, right side. Smith underhands for the out. With the Yankees leading in this ALCS 1-0. What's this series going to be when we resume play on Tuesday on the air on FS1 at 3 Eastern? First pitch at 4:07. Garrett Cole and his brilliance to the mound against Luis Severino, who dealt with 2 different injuries and fought his way back to be ready to go here in October.
And see, that's the thing I keep going back to. You can't count on him to give you 6. So you hope to get 4, you hope to get 5, and then turn it over to the bullpen. Yes, there's a day off tomorrow. But all these things are going to start adding up if the series doesn't go the way of the Yankees in a short series. That's what makes this such a unique power versus power, strength versus strength. Which one's going to win out?
Gleyber Torres tonight 1 for 4. 0-1 pitch. Skied into left. Long run over for the out for Bradley. 2 down. And Torres is talking to himself coming back to the dugout as he just got under that pitch. Digging in, Encarnacion.
Outfielders have been busy for the Astros. A lot of flyouts.
Encarnacion dealt with an oblique strain in September. Takes inside here. Also missed a month with a wrist fracture. Still hit 34 home runs. As Ryan Presley, who worked here last night, gets loose.
Outside.
2-0.
Well, this would be huge for AJ if he can get 2 innings out of Joe Smith. Still another batter to go. Still another out to get.
In.
One of the most consistent home run hitters in the game today waits and takes high for a 2-out walk. going to be all for Smith. With Gardner coming up, he wants Presley here in the 11th. Some of the images from tonight: Judge going deep, Springer going deep. There's been a lot of frustration on each side. Nobody really can mount anything. Last hit coming back in the top of the 6th inning of this ballgame over 2 hours ago, and Ryan Presley takes over with a runner at first. Encarnacion and Brett Gardner digging in. A career year offensively for Gardner. Good pitch for strike one. Another guy that can throw a spinning breaking ball with the best of them. Top to bottom break. High velocity. Strike two. Presley had a streak start last season on August 15th. It ended May 24th of this season, where he had the longest scoreless appearance streak in MLB history, 40 straight games. But he then had to deal with a right knee injury that he's still working his way back from. Gardner hits one into right. That's a base hit. Encarnacion will hold. And Gardner, who had the previous last hit way back in the top of the 6th inning, gets one here to put 2 on with 2 out in the 11th inning and present A.J. Hinch with another chance to make a pitching change before Gary Sanchez comes up.
Ooh, the wheels are moving. They're churning.
And it'll be the big right-hander Josh James taking over, with Gary Sanchez coming up. Opportunity for New York in the 11th. We'll deal with Josh James, who was impressive here last night. An inning and a third, struck out 3, the rest zeros. And he's trying to put up a 0 here in the 11th with 2 on, 2 out. Best chance in a long time for the Yankees to do damage. And thanks to Gardner's 0-2 curveball hit, sets up this stressful situation for James. Third pitcher of the inning. And he was ready to jump. Sanchez. And he jumped on that pitch and fouled it straight up into the girder above the Yankee dugout.
I don't think I've seen a that's a hard foul ball to hit in that direction off of that velocity.
Edwin Encarnacion does not have great speed. The only players left on the bench for Aaron Boone, Giancarlo Stanton, who has a bad leg, a quad injury. That's what kept him out of the lineup, and their backup catcher, Romine. 2 on, strike 2. In the bottom of this 11th, Correa, Chirinos, the first 2 hitters.
Well, Chirinos, if you're going to put down the slider here, it's going to have to be down. You got to be prepared to block it. You got to entice your pitcher to throw it to that area.
Again, straight up into the girders in foul territory. That's a dead ball.
That's unbelievable.
And it was no glancing blow, by the way. It went way up there. And that basically keeps Sanchez at the plate. It's a dead ball when it hits one of those beams or girders in foul territory. Second time we've had that happen tonight. Happened with Encarnacion back in the 2nd. And there he is at 2nd, representing the go-ahead run with 2 out.
Outside.
This crowd has been unbelievable since, heck, they were making noise before 7 o'clock. It's coming up on midnight. 1-2. Foul ball.
Tell you what, some of those swings, I don't know how James feels and Chirinos, but it would be awfully tempting to be spinning a breaking ball up there. He's letting it eat with his fastball, but I haven't seen Sanchez be bothered by it. When you're pulling that pitch down the line, you're getting the barrel out. It'd be one thing if he was fouling it off the right field line or the right side of the field. Tell you he's late.
Spoiled that pitch. Good job by Sanchez. Verlander started, went 6 2/3, 2 runs on 5 hits, threw 109 pitches, struck out 7, walked 2. Off the mask of Chirinos, and that stunned him a bit. See how far out he is, and then that foul ball just kind of squares him up, and he was already. Now he's going to take a moment and go out and talk. I think he's just trying to settle himself down after that. They've been throwing the breaking ball, trying to get it off the plate, but if you could throw the breaking ball on the plate down, it's a better recipe for a swing and miss right now. Catcher who missed basically a season dealing with concussion in the aftermath. Back in 2012, squats down after getting one off the mask. Flashes the signs, and now a 1-2 pitch coming to Sanchez. Wow. Right on it, 99 miles per hour. Straight back to the screen. He looks locked in. He does. Straight back. You're on it. There it is. Swings and foul tips it. And the at-bat will continue. Let's take another look. Yeah, no chance. No. Not even close. It's unfortunate. That was the pitch you needed to make. The one that goes right over the middle of the plate. He's going to ask, AJ's going to ask if he can check with the other umpires, because that's the only thing he can do. He can't. And so Sanchez and his at-bat. Sanchez immediately said he foul tipped it. Replay showed that he didn't, but not reviewable.
That's foul. That's foul. Foul.
With all this noise in here, you can hear the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer, saying that's foul immediately. 1-2. Got him over the outside corner. And now Sanchez argues. And you know why Sanchez is arguing. Can't believe the call. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning. Tied 2-2. He was outside talking to the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer. Here's a fly ball into right. Back at the wall. This game is over. Correa ends it. Series is tied in a game apiece. He won Game 2 of the ALCS in 2017, and Carlos Correa wins Game 2 of the ALCS 2019 with this. Off hat to win it 3-2. He drove in the first run of the night with a double in the second. And 4 hours, 49 minutes after the first pitch of this ball game, Carlos Correa ends it with an opposite field home run. A final tonight of 3-2 in 11. What a game. What a series this is shaping up to be. Down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Carlos, walk into the plate. What's on your mind?
I faced him before. I've been successful going the other way against him. I was looking for something down the middle that I could drive the other way, and he threw a perfect pitch to do it.
This game had it all. What was it like playing in it, knowing the stakes involved, knowing you had to tie the series?
It was a great game. This is a beautiful game, the game of baseball. Two teams, two of the best teams out there competing to win ball games. I mean, it doesn't get any better. So pretty special to compete. JB did a great job. Our bullpen was nasty. Gave us a chance to win the game.
The play in the sixth inning to get LeMahieu at the plate. Take me through that, how it developed in front of you.
Well, there was a line drive in between Altuve. I knew it was going to be tough for him to catch it because he had kind of tough spin, so you never know what those are going to do. So I just tried creeping over, and as soon as the ball hit him and went to my way, I scooped it, and he sent it, so I had to gun him down.
You've had a tough season. You had the injury, you came back. How gratifying is this moment for you, knowing you just won a game in the ALCS?
You know, Ken, not playing for a couple of weeks before the playoffs, and then, you know, not producing for my team offensively. Obviously, it's tough, getting hurt and everything, but, you know, it's all worth it for moments like this. Moments like this where you give your team a chance to win every day. It's worth it, man. I've been working really hard to get healthy, get back with my teammates. You don't know what it's like, but it's been a tough road this year. But I'm finally here, and I was able to contribute tonight.
Carlos, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe, back to you.
What a game here tonight. Almost 5 full hours. And Correa, he wanted to hear the crowd salute him on his way down the first baseline and hear it from his teammates. He just ended this long night of baseball, and even this series at a game apiece. On to the Bronx we go. On to the studio show we go. Here's Kevin Burkhardt.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Wow, what a marathon. 4 hours, 49 minutes.
11 innings, and Carlos Correa was the hero twice in this game, right? With the big play in the field. You heard him talking to Kenny, and then, of course, the home run to win it. And now our series is tied at 1 game apiece with the Big Herd, the Hall of Famer, Frank Thomas, Big Papi, David Ortiz, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. And what more can you say? Correa came into this game only 3 for 22 in the postseason. He's got the double early, the walk-off, the defensive play. He did it all.
Yeah, and the double early on, too, KB. The thing about him is he's had a tough year, like Ken Rosenthal asked. I spoke to him last night. He stayed here very, very late studying video. He's maniacal about his work ethic. Big hit and a gut-wrenching loss for the New York Yankees.
We all know that Correa is one of the thunder on the lineup. If he's not going, this thing is not going to, it's not going to be going. He showed us prior years that he is the one guy that has accountability in this ball club. What I saw tonight coming out of him is something that we all expect.
Let's face it, he's a superstar in this game. Yes, he's had a down year, but you want this guy in big moments. He's already proved to you he can get it done in the World Series and the playoffs. I'm shocked they're batting him 7th with Chirinos behind him in the lineup. They got to get him protected because this guy can be dangerous in a 7-game series because he's that type of talent.
Well, that's the one guy they were trying to wake up and get him going. Told you the numbers, and now if you get him going all of a sudden with the top of that lineup the way it is. But, you know, as we look here at the replay, the home run, the celebration, well-deserved. And this place is going nuts, by the way. People walking out the door.
We got a series, Kevin!
I mean, how about this crowd? They were here for 5 hours. They were making noise for our hour. Listen to this.
Unbelievable. They lost the memo. Nobody told them they were down 1-0. They came ready to go today, and the Astros fans get an A+ all the way around.
I think you got to go back, though, to the 6th inning. Carlos Correa saved the game well before the home run. That play in the field was simply incredible. The ball hit off of Altuve. You got to look at his reaction time here, right? Here it is. Gardner, they rule it a base hit. So you're going to send LeMahieu and Correa like a cat getting over there. And here's the thing, Alex, for me. Now, if you're the third base coach here, you send him all the way. Correa flat-footed through this home 87 miles an hour off his back foot to get LeMahieu.
Kevin, I think you're right, and I think Phil Nevin did an outstanding job there by sending DJ LeMahieu. Unbelievable play and the degree of difficulty for Carlos Correa to run over, barehand that ball, and throw a ball almost 90 miles an hour, a strike, a game-saving defensive play, a game-winning home run late.
You got to say him. You got to say him. 2 outs. Yeah. Everybody's running. Everybody's moving. Top hat to Altuve. You're expecting a ball to go somewhere not near to Correa. But Correa, he's on top of his game. He's always watching everything, what is going on. As a middle infielder, and went out there and helped Altuve and finish the series.
You're both right. In a series like this, bounces of the ball like that can win and lose a series. And Phil Nevin did the right thing by being aggressive right there. But you're talking about a 5-tool superstar. This guy can get it done.
Hey, fellas, and let's just make one thing clear. There's 2 talents, one from each team, that are transformational type talents. One is Aaron Judge. He homered early. And the other one is Carlos Beltran, a 6'4" shortstop that is a freak of nature that could play in the NFL as a safety. Tonight, they both show how great they are.
I'm just trying to think of, how quickly this series, the feel of it could have turned. Now, Yankees, certainly with that chance, could have gone back 2-0 to their place, and I know the Astros have Cole. Now, all of a sudden, it's 1-1. And again, the Astros have Cole for Game 3, and they're feeling a lot better about themselves.
Confidence is very fragile, and it changes very volatile from pitch to pitch, from game to game. And just about an hour ago, we felt pretty good about the Yankees. The Astros getting on that charter tomorrow are going to feel outstanding. It's going to be a much shorter flight, and they got to be feeling good about Garrett Cole, who's the hottest pitcher in the world right now.
And let's not forget about momentum. Momentum is very important when it comes down to this. This might be the beginning of Correa getting hot. Because once that happens, once you get that important hit, that is staying in your muscle memory, and all of a sudden you get hot. We thought that was Springer, the first World Series.
What a night in Houston. Game 2 of this ALCS, and the Astros walk it off Carlos Correa with a home run in the 11th inning, and we're all tied up at 1 thanks to this. Boom! And we go to New York tied at 1. More to do, though, from Minute Maid Park. We'll hear from George Springer and Alex Bregman. And I don't think these fans are going to sleep anytime soon. We're back in 60 seconds.
Noise. Hit it. Man coming to the plate. Boom! Home run! You want to win a championship?